Hi, Dad. I wish that you were still here because you would absolutely love the village that you helped to create. Happy Father's Day. I love you.
So one of the things I miss most about my dad, and one of my favorite memories, is growing up. My mom and my brother always slept in, and it was my dad and my tradition go out to breakfast. And so I would wake up in the morning and he would be working down in his office, and I'd kind of like prance around his desk until he'd look up and be like, "Hey, you want to go to breakfast?" And I knew that was always the plan, but we still played the game. And even when I got older in high school, and I would sleep in a little bit, every Saturday morning there would be a knock on my door. And as soon as I heard the knock, I knew what it was, and I would pop up. And he's like, "You ready for breakfast?" And immediately I would throw clothes on and get out the door. And we'd go to this little tiny diner where it was the same waitresses every time. I was telling the story to somebody recently, and my dad's yurt site's coming up. I was like, we should just go to the diner. Probably ours. It's probably still the same waitresses again, but even like, it's going to be 10 years since my dad passed in 2 weeks. So I'm like, I'm going to go with a friend to the diner because that's how I remember my dad. Like, those are my fondest memories of my dad because it was our time. It was my mom and my brother weren't there, and it was just like our time together at the diner where I would just like talk about everything. And when we talked about on our podcast, when we talked about the Phillies winning the World Series and how like you tell people you were there, something you don't know is the next morning I woke up and I was like so excited, and I called my dad and I was like, "Dad, you want to go to breakfast?" And he got in the car and he drove into Philly, and we went to Little Pete's because like that's what I wanted to do after the World Series, was like see my dad and go to breakfast. And what was really funny, it was 2008, so it was like cell phones, the smartphones were just out, and my dad didn't understand them yet. And he asked me how much somebody made. He's like, "I wonder how much they make." And I was like, "Oh," and I pulled up on my phone, and he was like, "You just pulled up all of their salaries on your phone?" He like told people afterwards because he just didn't understand. He just didn't understand smartphones yet. But that, to me, like, breakfast was our thing. The Phillies had just won the World Series. That was my first like championship in Philadelphia, and so that's what I did. I called my dad and we went to breakfast.
Hi, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Just wanted to give you a special shout out from Mila and I in our garden. You're both enjoying it so much. We love you, and we hope you have a great Father's Day this weekend. Bye.
Happy Father's Day in heaven, Dad. Not a day goes by that I don't think of you. Thank you for all of the wonderful memories we shared, all the love and laughter. I'm so grateful for you. I miss you terribly, and I love you always and forever. Happy Father's Day.
Hey, Village in Progress. I'm Eric, and I just want to say a few words about my dad. You can see him back here. I wanted to do this in my record room, but I needed a place to set this up because I'm afraid to hammer into our adobe walls to hang anything. I guess that's one thing I could say about my dad. Although he is a master carpenter, he never taught me how to swing a hammer. He is a man of contradictions, which I guess he passed on to me, as I am a Gemini. But yeah, I've always loved my dad, being my dad. I think a lot of my personality comes from him, a lot of my beliefs, and certainly my, I don't know if it's a longing, but my efforts to make people laugh. I get that from my dad. He can do a really good Donald Duck swearing. We often call him the swearing Buddha because on one hand he is very, very relaxed, would give you the shirt off his back, and on the other side it's like I think it's undiagnosed OCD. It's like a tea kettle. Every now and then it comes to a boil and it just needs to explode, but then he's just back to normal. So few things I always think about, which my mom hated but I loved, and Alexis, we used to swim together. But my dad would just show up to the swim meets with his dilapidated old car with the hood held down by a bungee cord, and it just did not bother him at all. In fact, I took almost a perverse pride in that. My mom hated it, by the way, and still does. I don't, but that's him. He fixes his pants with duct tape. I don't think he's ever worn a shirt that wasn't given to him by the union and is the color of a road cone, unless somebody gives it to him. Usually he walks around in his underwear. I thought about filming this in my underwear, but I didn't know if the community was ready for that. And also, I'm not in as good a shape as he is. For 73, he is in great shape. So he also had the tendency to walk around with a pocket full of pretzels, probably a lint-filled pocket, and he would always offer pretzels to everyone. Usually nobody would accept. This was also at swim meets. And I do the same with toothpicks, but that's a little bit more, you can trust where they came from. I opened the case in front of me. So one thing I wanted to say is, speaking of the contradictions of my dad, he always wrote poetry. That's another thing he passed down to me, but not directly. I guess that must have just been in our nature, because he never really, he did not teach me poetry or really expose me to it. But I came to learn later in life that he wrote poetry in his younger years. And I said, and he would always sign his name and his initials in bubble letters, ABP, Ackley Ben Peffley. And I thought, well, this will be something I'm going to do, is I'm going to get his initials from one of his poems tattooed on my middle finger. And people always go, well, what are you saying? Are you telling your dad to F off? I said, no, I'm telling whoever to F off with the power of two. But, so anyway, I think the poem said, I love the earth, therefore I must love God. For God is the earth and the universe. For God is everything that ever was and everything that ever will be. And this was written on a scrap of paper about this big. He would write like minute, just on scraps, no neurodivergence at all. But, so I got that tattooed on my middle finger, and I remember, and it was a week, my birthday was on June 14th, and I think Father's Day was the following Sunday, so it was like a week bookended by our birthdays. A birthday and Father's Day, and I said, I'm going to do it this week. And I remember I got the tattoo on my middle finger, and I was walking to get some soda water at Whole Foods, somewhere in West Hollywood. And as I was walking home, this was the next day after I had gotten it done, probably at midnight the day before or early morning, and a little orange ladybug landed right on the tattoo and just stayed on my hand the whole walk home. And I thought, God, is that you? So anyway, I hope this fits the bill. In true slacker fashion, when Alexis told me about this 2 months ago, it was like a school assignment. I had to wait to the very last minute to get this done. So Alexis, if this doesn't fit the bill, I'll try something else. But anyway, happy Father's Day, everyone. All right, bye.